Greetings! Welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and today we are going to be looking at the general monthly tarot reading for the month of January 2023 for the sign of Leo. And I just wanted to show off like what decks we're going to be using. So we're going to go ahead and use the Modern Witch Tarot deck. Love this deck. It has very, I think like fun, not necessarily the messages, but the imagery, I'd say. So we're going to go ahead and use this for the main deck. And to clarify any messages that we need to receive, we're going to go ahead and use the Gilded Tarot deck, which I believe very much in this messages. I have a very good relationship with this deck, so please trust any messages that are coming from that, all right? And to top it off, we are going to use the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses Tarot deck as a clarifier. And our Oracle will just pull 3 cards for our advice, right? In this general reading. So, to remember about this reading is a general reading. So, general readings just encompass messages that are meant to be heard at this particular time. The time that we are focusing on are January 2023 readings for the sign of Leo. So if you identify as a Leo with your sun, moon, or rising sign, then this reading will be for you. So we will do a Celtic cross reading in this, and a Celtic cross basically just identifies what are the messages that you need to hear at this time. So these messages could be about anything. They could be about spiritual things that are going on in your life at this moment, like things that you need to like look out for. It could be about like love in your relationships. This is what a lot of people give time to, right? So a lot of messages that I've been receiving for a lot of other signs have been about love. So this could very well, could be a continuation of this. And I will have to do more readings around to understand why love keeps being a central theme of this. But I think that we are all kind of living for love in some way. So love has been a theme as well. But so has career and finances as well. So your money is also could be on display. So it all depends on what we're looking for. And we're just going to seek like what is the dynamic of the sign of Leo. If you identify as a Leo, what's happening in the month of January 2023? All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I did previously set intentions, but I'd like to do 3 more shuffles to set the intention for the sign of Leo in the year of 2023. So I ask ancestors, spirit guides, and guardian angels to give us answers for the sign of Leo in January of 2023. One more, guys, one more. And then we'll get started. All right, let's get it. Let's go. All right. So the dynamic of this reading is Leo, we're not playing. 10 of Pentacles. This is how you make your money. How are you going to live your legacy? Money is at the forefront of your January 2023 reading. At this time, Leo, we're looking at all of the things in our lives that make sense to like where we could build a legacy, okay? So you're going to examine everything. Is that job that you have, are you able to build on that? Can you stay there for some time? Is that relationship that you have, does it have like a long-term stability in it? You know, if whatever lifestyle you're living, is it going to lead to that? This is the utmost thing. We're looking to make life easy and not difficult for us. So we're examining all things that have to do with the Ten of Pentacles. That is like, how do we complete our mission on this earth so that we are satiated in a material way, so that we can give something to somebody else, our later generations, you know, or to leave a legacy for the earth. That's where Leo energy is. And as a Leo, I've like legit identified with this. I'm not even going to like play right now. I do. That's been heavy on my mind, is like how to, it's been like very blatantly clear that I have to produce my own legacy, and I want to know how to do that, you know? So, Ten of Pentacles, Leos, Ten of Pentacles. Where's your legacy coming from, okay? Does everything make sense? Does your job make sense? Do your relationships and your life make sense? Do your current routines and habits and everything that you are doing on your daily basis make sense for where you want to go? I'll get off my soapbox. I get a little passionate about this because I am a Leo, but all right, let's get to it. Let's get to the challenge. Spending too much time on that. All right. All right, so challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. So this could mean your Queen of Pentacles is your home, feminine energy. It's like being at home. But when you're challenged in this matter, this could feel like being challenged at the home in some way, okay? So you may not feel... You might feel like you're compromising a lot. You might feel like your home space is not like where you would like it to be, but it's challenged because like you have these like problems with like your material, okay? So a Queen of Pentacles, and when it's challenged, could also look like a person who doesn't want to do things other people's way. They want to do it their way. They might have like a champagne taste with the Budweiser budget. I think that's how that goes, right? But it's like wanting more than you can actually provide. So that's what that Queen of Pentacles look like. So Leos, be careful. Let's look at what's underneath this. So this is what Leo does not know at this time. What does Leo not know at this time? All right. So Leo, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Okay. I'm just trying to like hold this up too. All right, everything is fine. So what that essentially means is that there might be a lot of worries about like things in your life that are not going right, or that you don't feel like you're going to like hit any type of material success. But this is promising you that it's really going to be okay. And to let you know it's going to be okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifiers, okay, to clarify everything is going to be okay. So we might stress about money because we're like, the thing about Leos is that Leos always feel like it doesn't matter how many people confirm that they will help you, they will take care of you, and they mean that, and they will do it too, because people love their Leos. The Leos that are in people's lives, like, they love them and they will take care of them at all times. However, Leos do not trust that help, because unless the actual resources are coming from the Leo is unable to be comfortable in living in other people's resource bank. It's not a way that a Leo operates in its highest self, you know? So there could be times when Leo stresses about manners where they don't feel like they are financially able to be up to the level that they want to be, and they might readily be receiving help from the universe through other people, but they somehow don't feel like that there's a level of success in that unless it's like gained from them. Okay, but what's being hidden from you is that you are okay. This is your God right. And I say this with confidence, that you will not suffer losses in a way that will break you spiritually. It will not break you. Okay? So that's what that means when this card comes out. You will never experience anything that will break you. Despite the, like, it's something that you don't understand, though. You don't know. Okay? You got to walk away from a limited mindset, 8 of Cups. So walk away from not believing in yourself. Walk away from, like, you have to, like, think about where you can go financially, because we're talking about 10 of Pentacles. Think about where you can go financially in a way that you never thought about something before. So this means that when this comes out, you've got to, like, what's deep down inside of you is a new way of doing things that you haven't even tapped into yet. Okay? You're just leaving behind an outdated model of what money means to you. Money is showing up heavy in Leo right now. We're going to do one more clarification for everything is okay. Everything is okay. Trust your mind, King of Swords. So trust your ideas, trust your thoughts. So where all of that is going, trust it. You're fine. Okay? Let's look into the past. So what is the past of this 10 of Pentacles for Leo? What is this past for the 10 of Pentacles for Leo? Okay. Okay. 2 of Cups. So, hey, Leo. You're making a partnership with somebody. You made a partnership with somebody. And it was not very easy for you in the past. It's like you saw, so what I see from this is that you saw a potential with a partnership. But it wasn't easy. You had to, like, really look through this. Okay. And I'm, like, so interested right now. I want to go ahead and clarify this, okay, with this Gilded Tarot. What does this mean? That's crazy, y'all. Tarot was so fun. Alright, so this is in the recent past. Okay. So having in the past, there was the Pharma fraternity, let's so to speak. Choices, options. Making good connections with others, okay? You might have, and you might have had a lot of anxiety around it, where you didn't know, like, what was the right one. But you found somebody. You did. You found somebody who was a 2 of Cups, who, like, you could build a divine partnership with. I love that. I love that for you, Leo. Let's do one more card to clarify why those came out. Okay. You had a lot of things that were bothering you from the past, 10 of Swords. So, though there was a relationship that you had in the past that you latched on to, that you made a good amount of fraternity around, it was, everything was going right, but you still had, like, these, like, little giant nibbles of anxiety around that partnership as well. So that's what shows up for the past, okay? But let's look at what's obvious. What does Leo know at this time that is obvious? I saw it before it fell. And y'all know what it says. Okay. Hierophant. Leo? You are doing... You're either in... This is what's going on with Leo. Leo is in a relationship, or Leos are following the blueprint for however they're living their life. So whatever you find yourself spending the most of your life on, you're working in the blueprint mode. There is a PDF somewhere on your drive about how you do A, B, C, or D. That's the mode that you're working in. This is your tried hard truth method, okay? This is the convention card. So when this is obvious to you, this means that you are just looking at the obvious steps of what it takes to do what you want to do in life, or what is making the most of you. So what that looks like is if you're in a relationship, you're doubling down on that relationship, okay? If that's the most forward thing that's in your mind. If you're on your job, you're doubling down on like whatever steps that you need to take to make it to that next level, okay? If you are talking about like your like spiritual being or whatever, you were looking at like the text of whatever practice that you're in to know the guidelines. Like it's like a cookbook. You're looking at the cookbook of how you get to where you need to go. Okay. It's not a time for doing unconventional things. Okay. It's a time for following the rules. And that's what you're doing when that card comes out. All right. Our next card. Oh, I gotta hurry. Looking this time. I'm taking way too much time doing this. Next card is going to talk about in the near future. What is the near future looking like? Ten of Wands. It's a continuation of the Knight of Wands that was in the recent past. So, let's clarify that. But when I think about the Ten of Wands energy, it's you've been shouldering this heavy burden for a long time, and things are finally about to be unleashed. But let's see what more we can find out. Yeah, things are about to change. You're gonna have a fortune change in some way. Hard work that you've been putting in, that you've been shouldering the burden, you've been making the sacrifices for, are going to come through. King of Pentacles, and it's going to pay out big. You got King of Pentacles energy, child. Wow. Okay, so in the near future, the incoming energy that I'm seeing is a heavy burden for the sign of Leo, where there's a fortune change that leads to a big payout that gives a fair amount of financial clout. Okay, so let's keep going, but I'm rocking with that. I really like this so far. So this is where it will fall off for people who are just like, this is not my like message. But if you're a Leo and you've been hearing this, like, I feel like most of it is fine. There was some like weird things in that past situation that were a little sketch, but that current energy of like what's happening like in the forefront seems very nice. So if I were Leo, I'd be trying to claim this right now. But so far, but let's look at like how that Ten of Pentacles that's in the original energy transforms to the Leos that I'm reading for today. Okay, I can just that one, first one that came out. The Star. Oh. Well, Leos, you could be the highlight of something, okay? And that highlight could be bringing you a fair amount of, like, money. So when that star comes out, and we'll go ahead and clarify that, the star is being idolized in some way, but star could also be idealizing something else, like coming from externally, okay? And it could also mean like externalizing things that are like shimmery and gold and like all of these fabulous things that you like hope to possess. So it can mean like you hope to be that, or you hope to obtain that, okay? Let's do a clarification. Okay. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. You'll get that by doing what you love. Okay. Oh, Leo. This is nice. Okay. And maybe perhaps needing to make a sacrifice, okay? So that could look like, because we are talking about Pentacle energy initially, you might need to give up a job, or you might need to give up like a social life, or... But it's basically showing you that you can shine with the right sacrifices that you make. So you might need to, like, if you organize your... Leo. Oh my gosh. Wow. Leo. Come on. Leo, if you organize your life in a way where you actually put yourself center stage and think about your wants and desires, this is so big. This is like big manifestation stuff right here. And you focus on what you actually really like, and you sacrifice the things that you just like do for other people, or how you just like occupy your time and just focus that on. It will take some sacrifice, okay? And you got to think about that in your own life. How do you sacrifice within your own life to focus on like your goals and your ambitions, right? That's big, because that is like directly telling you about that Ten of Pentacles energy. And Ten of Pentacles is big time money. It is like leaving inheritances for whoever you want, okay? But let's look at the current environment. What's your environment, Leo? What are we looking at? What's the environment? What's the environment? Okay. Seven of Pentacles. You're thinking about what works and what doesn't work. Okay. The Emperor. You're getting things in order. I'm not even going to clarify that. That's pretty obvious. You're thinking about what works and what doesn't. Who works and who doesn't in your life, right? You got to make plans accordingly. You're being asked to do that at this time in your environment. And you don't even have to ask about it. It's happening. You're doing it anyway. Like consciously or subconsciously, you are in this energy of putting things in order and evaluating what is working and who is working in your life. Is your job working? Is your relationship working? Are your routines working for you? Okay. Power just went out. Don't know why. But it did. But we'll continue. All right. Next thing we're going to look at is the hopes and fears. What do we as Leos hope and fear? What do we hope and fear? And this was actually in the reverse position. We fear our finances getting out of order. we fear like not having enough or having to compromise on like the haves and have-nots, and we get scared about that. We get scared about like not having enough. We have like this fear of like what happens when if we become into scarcity, right? What happens for us, okay? That is our fears, Leos. And I'm just gonna like draw 2 more cards on that. Okay. Why did that 4 of Pentacles come out in reverse? Okay. I think there's a few messages here. I don't know. Spirit, I can't take all of those. It was like 6 cards. Why did that 4 of Pentacles come out in reverse? Okay. 4 of Wands. We fear not having enough to stabilize ourselves. We're scared of that. I'm sorry about this dog that's in my neighborhood, y'all. Okay, we might fear not being able to manifest what we want. That we could be cheated at any time. This card has been coming up a lot in all of my readings, and I don't like it, but that's what's going on. So, last cards we'll pull. We're going to pull 3 more cards to signify the outcome of January. What's the outcome of January energy for the sign of Leo? What's the outcome of January energy for the sign of Leo? What's the outcome? January energy for the sign of Leo. What's the outcome? Okay. 3 of them came out. Okay. Leo. Keep being curious. Keep looking ahead. Keep doing your research on things. You being assertive and finding your light in this world is going to make all of the difference. You definitely keep doing that. Okay. Don't be blocked. Remove blockages that you have in your life, right? Don't think about being blocked in any way. Expand your mindset, okay? Any blockages that you feel mentally, try to remove them and try to understand like why you're feeling that. Okay. King of Cups, operate out of love. So you might be being shown love by a water sign. Or you need to operate more out of this, okay? So let's see, hold up. Okay, so King of Cups. So operate out of a heart space. So last energy, I'd say look into like what blockages are preventing you from operating in your highest heart space. Really examine that, okay? So that could look like taking care of your inner child or healing your like shadow, you know? Think kind of hard about like where your blockages reside, okay? So that is my advice that the tarot gives the sign of Leo, okay? But one thing we are also going to do is go ahead and look at our angel, God and Goddesses tarot. But this is an oracle deck, I'm sorry. Oracle deck. We're going to look at this to give us messages. We're just going to pull 3 cards from this to finalize this reading, okay? So what messages does Leo need to know at this particular time? What messages does Leo need to know at this particular time? Please, let's happen. Okay, so Leo, you've got Goddess of Psychic Protection. So this means like what you believe, you create. What you don't believe cannot harm you, okay? So the way I interpreted this card is pay attention to your psychic abilities or your intuitive abilities at this time. Nothing can like hurt you, okay? You don't need to operate in a modum of fear. And I remember doing like guided meditations to connect to my spirit guides and having this fear that I was gonna like attract something else, but that's what will bring the attraction, is if you think about that, right? When you're operating off of like your own frequency, and you know that you're yourself to operate on a certain frequency, and you really think that that's positive, and you're trying to attract who you are, you'll be fine. Okay. All right. Let's do 2 more for the sign of Leo. What does Leo need to know at this time? Ooh, child. All right. All right. Power's back on. We got 2 more. God of conflict resolution. You are being encouraged. You're being encouraged to walk away from a current conflict. This is okay. So I'd say for this one, stay out of any issues that are going on in your life with your family, friends, work, colleagues, situations. Stay out of it. Don't contribute to any messages. We are currently in a Mercury in retrograde, which is like notorious for having miscommunications, and it started at the end of the year, and a lot of people did not begin their year correctly because they fell into a trap of Mercury in retrograde. So be mindful of that, okay? Stay out of it. Like, stay out of it. And don't take things personally. Okay. Next card is Goddess of the Sacred Path. Let go of logic and trust your intuition. Okay. So cards like these, typically the angel deck tends to have, I'm just trying to let this focus, okay. To prove to you that that's the card that came out. So trust your intuition at this time as well. You've already been given a warning for like some psychic protection. So your intuition is locked in at this point. So if you're thinking higher for yourself, you can understand, you can let go of like anything that kind of makes sense, especially if your intuition is urging you in a particular direction. Go for that. And finally, the last message for Leo is the Angel of Soul Love. It's a time to take a look at how you value yourself, and you might have some issues with self-love. Okay. So the angels are asking you to stop judging yourself. Okay. Know that you are a human being that is so beautiful and so much full of light, and stop thinking of like all of these things that you think are wrong with you, and start understanding that you are more than just like this temporary meat sack, right? Okay. So I think the messages that have been kind of portrayed here are more of like trying to value the more of the inside of you. And I think this is a good contrast to like your original energy of the 10 of Pentacles, which was like focusing in on legacy and money. And the angel messages are more telling you to look more internally to value yourself and how you can like lead yourself into your own idealized version of this life, like based on your own intuition. So looking inward, right? And when we look inward, I think that like you will soon surpass all of the things that you think are wrong with you, and you'll go with what you know is your like rightful purpose on this planet, and that's to live in purpose and to be loved, you know? So anyway, I hope this message was helpful for any Leo. I did get a lot of meaning out of this message myself, just as a Leo. And I'm really hoping this is not just like a personal reading, because that would be very telling. But I hope this was helpful for any Leo that's out there that got any meaning from this. So have a good day.